silence like you're in Get Smart or something. In other words, it seems to me that by virtue of their office...
Good evening, guys.
...they can't escape that. Yeah, it's certainly also notable that the Logan Act is a law that goes back to the late 70s.
Just got back here.
U.S. officials or private...
Just chilling with Kristan Harris, Kristan T. Harris, that you can see right there. We just had dinner. Now we're back. This is it. There's a bug here. It's interesting. Not much going on. There's only a few cops left. Very few people here. So I don't think you're going to see too much action here right now. Here we go.
It's not being handled correctly.
There's someone sneaking in here. Hello, sir.
Represent us and to tell us what they're discussing and making
I know, right?
behind these closed doors with people that we don't know about. We should be aware of these, and these are possibly some things that should be voted on by the Senate and the Congress and approved by the President. Factory and deals. Those are for third world countries and despots and dictators. That's not for the United States of America.
It's almost like they're on a parallel track, another kind of government.
No, I'm still here.
A different avenue.
They haven't attacked me yet.
Lastly, how do you see the mainstream...
I just had to go back to my hotel room and charge stuff.
I don't see any of them.
There's another person.
Read about it, despite all the research.
There's no one in the back. There's no one in that car.
Individuals that are reporting on this and sharing it with America.
I'd like to send out a special thanks to the flat earthers that tried to crash my live stream earlier. And yeah, I did notice, and we've recorded all of that stuff, and I will be making a response video to those individuals. So
I heard one comment, and we'll close with this. We're not conspiracy theorists, we're whistleblowers.
That's very true. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Thank you, sir. Mark Anderson reporting from Bilderberg Day 1, June 1st, 2017. Stay tuned for more. The rest of the Bilderberg meeting here in Virginia for 2017, and that's through June 4 on Sunday. Okay, it's always a little ad-libbing. We don't read scripts out here.
No, that's fine. It's a thankless job you're involved in, but I appreciate you doing it, and I try to share as much of this information with people, and it really breaks my heart that after 10, 15 to 20 years of myself, just trying to understand things and listen to...
Where are all the people? I don't know. There's no one here. Guess the alternative media had a tough day not being here, so they're not here now either.
The Penguins are playing the championship.
Well, I think the problem, not that everybody thinks this deep, I think what scares people, if they're thinking deep enough to get scared, is probably what's the truth, and that's in a way a regular government. You know, the corporate and the Federal Reserve and the whole system has gotten to such a fine-tuned machine that the basic sovereign state...
No, I didn't see anyone from InfoWars
some
here.
even use the word dissolve. They're foreign to what they started as.
If Owen was here, I missed him. He must have come when I was like recharging my batteries and
stuff. The word
stuff.
foreign, people don't understand. It doesn't always mean like overseas or exotic. It means contrary to the nature of something else. A foreign object is, you don't put a foreign object...
There was no one here before me today. They were here after me or before this live stream. So
it doesn't necessarily mean it's...
I was the first journalist here on site today.
They don't understand words. Words are critical.
Public education.
Yeah, right?
And we're going to teach you to obey.
Yeah, I left. I had to leave the conference for a little bit to go charge up my phone and all my battery packs and my GoPro. So I had to leave. I had no choice. It was either leave and go charge my stuff and come back as soon as possible to film, or just stand here and not be able to film anything. So that was the choice I had. I don't have unlimited battery life.
although there are a few exceptions, like when they do robotics or certain things that encourage how to think.
Sure.
Most of it is what to think.
Sure.
Which means to dictate, to give you a dogma, to say this is true because we say so and it's in the
This
book.
is it. This is all
Whereas,
that's
like,
left
if they
at
do a
Bilderberg.
special project, it's you find out what's true.
Sure.
You find out what was. And that we don't get enough of that. That applies to politics, not just let's say robotics. Yeah, get out there.
Long day.
What's up, man? Your name?
Gabriel.
Nice to meet you.
Gabriel, and we are Change New York, one of the original Occupy New York guys.
Oh, okay. Titus Frost is what people call me online.
New York Titus for us. Okay.
Yeah, but I go by
Child
Change.
trafficking
I got
researcher.
some interesting discussion about
Oh, yeah?
that topic.
Yeah, what's up?
I had a cousin who was involved with producing child pornography, and he's now in federal prison.
Good.
He did that for 30 years.
Is it good?
It's good, but
That guy, yeah.
it's good. But I found a coffee mug in the house from Boys Town, Nebraska.
Okay.
2 years earlier.
Larry
Yeah.
King? Is that what we're talking about? Larry King?
Yes.
Larry King,
I am
remember
not
that guy?
exaggerating. I have evidence of that.
Nice. Yeah, I am live streaming. So.
I know that.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you the truth. His name was Stephen Proctor Brown.
Well, now you're not like
I'm gonna put his whole thing out there. He used to just he lived above Central Park. He'd go out with his toy boat and lure children. People that got children, you gotta watch your children because these predators are out there.
Yeah, they are.
I'm not kidding. This is real. This pedophile stuff is real. This guy was an elitist. He was an upper class trust fund guy and a blue blood Mayflower background type guy. And he thought he was invincible. And then he got caught trying to meet an 11-year-old boy. The guy is, he was the biggest piece of dirt you would imagine. But, yeah, it's a true story. I had to find that out. And I almost went to jail over it because I confronted my family about it. And they wanted to put me in jail instead of deal with it. Because they didn't even want to tell me it happened months earlier, the guy went to prison.
Yeah.
They wanted to keep me off the property because we have an estate, and they're like, we don't like your politics, so you can't be here. And the moment they tried to harass me, I asked them about the pedophile stuff, and I learned about it the day before. I had to hear this from my father. And I learned about it the next, so when these people started harassing me, I started asking them questions like, well, you let a pedophile on the property.
Yeah.
I'm the problem. So yeah, they made up a story in front of the cops. They paid somebody to file an order of protection against me. They put me for 15 months of hell in court. They had a private investigator follow me around.
Wow.
All because I dare challenge rich pedophile stuff.
Yeah. No, I believe it, dude.
So when you hear Milo Yiannopoulos getting complaints by people saying, oh, he's shilling for him, no, he's not. Let me tell you something. Unless you dealt with this yourself, like this type of stuff, if you don't have evidence to prove that somebody's a pedophile, you could actually have stuff thrown at you for slander. You have to be able to prove those charges. In this case, they were able to prove that he was a pedophile. That guy's in prison. But again, there's a lot of, you have to be able to prove such accusations are true.
Yep.
Milo, he probably did witness things going on at these parties, but because he has no evidence, he can't prove it. So therefore, it would go nowhere in court.
Yeah, I've actually never covered the stuff Milo talked about on my channel because I didn't know what to make of it. So I left it alone.
Based on my own experience of dealing with these type of people, he most likely was abused. So he had a coping mechanism which may have come off as very politically incorrect or unsavory. But that was his coping mechanism based on what I understand from psychology. When you're put through a tremendous situation, people have a different way of reacting to it than those who have never been through that.
Okay.
So for him to deal with that, people were like, oh, that's insensitive. No, he was raped. That's how he's dealing with it, instead of killing himself.
Yeah.
So, and when him, like Corey Feldman, who knew about Corey Hine and what was going on with him,
yeah, I'm well aware of the
he
Feldman.
says he can't tell us who the people are. And again, he probably knows what happened, but he has no way to prove that they ever did anything. And until he has evidence, and of course statute of limitations, if he were to go out and say something about these people, not only would they file a lawsuit against him for slander, even though it's probably true, but something might happen to him physically.
Okay.
But he did want to come forward and say, look, Hollywood is a cesspool of pedophilia.
It is, yeah, it
And he has
absolutely
definitely come forward to expose that.
And that's how I came across Pizzagate, because I was
Right.
exposing Operation Death Eaters, which
Right.
is into, you know, the Hollywood people and the people over in England and all
Yes.
that. So when I saw the Pizzagate stuff, I was like, all right, this is probably true. So I looked into it.
I think there's probably more stuff going on with my family than I'm aware of, considering they tried to keep me away from their estate. They're a bunch of old money, blue blood, elite type people. They're the kind of people that probably hang out with these guys in here. They were hanging out with David Rockefeller in 1948, the Carnegie Endowment. That's the kind of people they are. They're that class of people.
Okay, yeah.
I was not raised by them. I don't benefit from them economically. I just benefit from the history of understanding them. And that's what brought me into this discussion about this New World Order topic and spiritual elites. I used to think these conspiracy theorist people were absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe it. I was in denial about it. But after learning about my family history and getting to interact with those people, it kind of opened my eyes. I got an educational gift with books. Just from learning their psychology. They're very much like sociopaths, very cold. They don't calculate, they don't care about
Psychopaths. That's probably the best
borderline
way,
psychopaths.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I have a guy who married in my family that looks, he has the facial features of Dick Cheney. Acts like Dick Cheney. He's a total, and this man has been accused himself of being a pedophile's best friend on blogs that have mentioned him and the place he worked at and how he allowed for things to happen. That's what they allege. And based on that, it wouldn't surprise me. I can't. It wouldn't surprise me. So if there's anything I do know, it's this pedophile stuff is very real. These people will try to retaliate against you, and they will try to hurt you, and they'll try to destroy your credibility. I think the private eye that was set up to look for me and follow me, I think he was trying to set me up on drug charges. And I've never done drugs. I don't sell drugs. I've never done them. Never will. Never have. But I could see how they would try to do that to discredit me and make me disreputable.
Yeah, they do come at you at all angles when you go after the pedophile thing.
Yes,
it's kind of like,
it's a very real thing.
You know, they posted like, you know, my parents' address online.
Yeah, you say they'll come after you.
They've done all types of
this is the thing. It's very important. Anybody who knows about pedophile stuff going on, they should come forward with it if they can prove it and they have evidence to back it up. But we need to show people about that because we need to create a network, a safety network for people who are very aware of this stuff that could bring information to the public because we need to go after these people. We need to effectively go after them. We need to show that there are people out there who care about this and know and want to stop this and that you can speak to other people because let me tell you, I'm in a position where because of all of the stuff I learned about my family, I have nowhere to go with it. I can't go to anybody and explain this to them because they don't understand. I've told people about this and they just because it's such a far out thing to hear, it's like too much for them to handle.
Yeah.
So where do I go when I have to deal with the fact that this is reality for me? I don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's a wonder I'm sane.
I think a lot of us that expose that type of stuff are sort of in the same boat with it because it's like you try to talk to your family about it and they're like, no, I don't want to know because it's just so disgusting and evil that they don't want to know. Like, they just would rather not know. Because once you know, there's no going back.
I think they all knew what was going on the whole time, and they just kept it quiet. Because even my mother told me, like, when she was younger, and the guy, like, my family used to say that Steven was sick.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
does that mean they knew and they just kept it quiet, but he got caught and they couldn't keep it quiet?
Yeah.
They had $1 million bail on him. That's why he couldn't even. They didn't even bail him out though. There's so much evidence against him. He had like 11,000 images on his computer. And, like, he was producing the materials. This guy was a notorious.
That's really bad.
I think he was part of the networks. I think if more investigation were to be conducted, we would find out more. It's very coincidental that I find a Boys Town, Nebraska coffee mug in the house.
Do you want to drop his name?
I did. Stephen Proctor Brown.
Okay,
He's
Stephen
in federal
Proctor
prison
Brown.
right now. He's doing time.
Okay.
for probably
So.
30 years. He'll be about 92 when he gets out.
All right, yeah. So you hear that, guys? Take a good look into that. Go investigate
You type in Stephen Proctor Brown or Stephen Brown abuse, and you'll find a Daily Mail article, and you'll read about this man. And you read about what he got caught doing and what he was doing, his methods. It's identical to the Conspiracy of Silence documentary that many of us, I'm sure, are aware of.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that documentary.
You are,
Yeah.
But as far as Conspiracy of Silence,
I've never heard this.
you should really watch it because everything
You
that
looked at me like I should know this.
No, I'm
this is a
saying
big
you
one,
should
yeah.
definitely check it out. Everything that documentary describes with all the victims is precisely everything that Stephen was doing to his victims. It was like to an exact T.
Yeah.
That's how creepy this is, and I didn't know. You know what hurts me the most? When I was on that property and he was there back in 2012, and I had some friends with me on there, they had children around him, man. I didn't know that he was a pedophile, and it hurts me to know that I put those children potentially in danger without even knowing that. It hurts me a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
After I learned about that, I was furious because I don't want children to be abused. It hurts me knowing that children are being abused everywhere. You see what's happened to them.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like the worst thing.
I'm telling you.
I'm just gonna film this guy as he comes in real quick, and then we'll keep going.
Before you got it.
There you go.
You guys see that? He stepped on the brakes a little just so they could get it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a real thing, people. It's not a joke. It's not made up. I can prove everything I'm talking about. I have pictures, documentation, everything that happened to me. And you know why it's important to understand this? Because we have to protect each other. We have to be there for each other, especially on this issue. If somebody you know is dealing with pedophile problems, we have to come forward and protect them. We have to be willing to listen to them and be willing to look and examine the evidence. If they can prove it, we need to go after these people. And we need this to become a issue that is certainly one of many priorities to deal with.
Yep.
And I speak from experience, and I know the consequences of going after these people, but I really didn't have a safety net to work with. I had very few friends that I could work with that would help me out. But there's many other people I know who feel alone. Hey, I get it. I've been there. I know how that feels. But that's why it's important. We all got to get together. When somebody's dealing with this, you got to stand by them. You got to help them out. If they got the evidence, let's go after these scumbags. Yeah, they are the scum of the earth. They're hurting innocent children.
Yeah.
We got to take a stand against that. Stomp out child abuse.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think it's one of the most important things, and I think the point you're making here is really good today because, yeah, we need to stick together on this topic because this is something that really has to come to an end.
Right.
Like, we have to make this the line in the sand. Like, there's no way we can let this go.
Well, I mean, like my cousin, when he's hurting his children, he doesn't have any feeling about, like, to him it's a 15-minute whatever. To that child, it's their entire life ruined. And they'll never get back.
Yeah.
And you know what really sucks about the whole thing? His victims never were compensated for what's been done to them.
Oh, of course not.
And this guy's got more money than you can imagine. He's got an escrow account that's probably close to $1 million sitting in it. So when he gets out of prison, he's good, he's got money.
Yeah.
But you know what? These victims, where they ever can, if I had the power, I would lead the charge to have lawsuits filed against my cousin for all of his fortune. I'd have it dispersed to all his victims. I wish I could have that done.
Yeah,
He doesn't deserve a dime of that money he never worked for. He was given through trust funds and everything. He didn't have to ever work for a dime. That money
And it's always that way.
belongs to those victims.
You got Epstein, who's a billionaire who handles money for rich people, and what does he do? Nothing every day, but he, runs a child trafficking ring on his island. And what happened to him? 18 months he could go home at night during his prison stay.
That's just asinine. That's insane.
And now he's back out there. He's back
He's
out.
going to do it again because he has the
Still
resources.
got the
He's got
island. Yeah.
So nothing was resolved.
Nothing. And what's going to happen? More children are going to be abused. And who's going to speak out about it? No one.
Well,
Me, you, a few people online.
Hopefully more people will once they start. I mean, thank God Dr. Phil put out that segment recently about the...
Yeah, people sent that to me. I haven't seen it yet, though.
I have. I think it's probably genuine.
Okay, yeah.
Her eyes tell me she's seen something.
Yeah.
Just the way her language was, her eyes, you can tell there's something possibly there. I don't think it was staged.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I know, based on what I saw, I think that it's feasible. But yeah, these people are highly abusive. They're very dangerous. And I see like Salon trying to push pedophiles, just like these wonderful people. And I see this regressive, social conservative, reactionary, totalitarian left. It's a term I kind of put together.
Yeah,
I see them very much promoting this element because their goal is to disintegrate Western civilization as well as family, any values associated with family and things of that sort. So if pedophile activity can destroy the family, I guess in some twisted way of thinking, they're going to promote it.
And I think if parents did a better job of listening to their children and just being parents, that you wouldn't have this issue. Like, really, what happens to your children is I'm a parent myself.
Right.
And if anything ever happened to my daughter, I would hope she would come to me right away and feel comfortable telling me, and then I would get justice. I don't care if the legal system doesn't get justice, I'll take it into my own hands. And, there's, like I've said many times, there's a line in the sand, and I'm willing to, I'm armed and dangerous. And if these motherfuckers come after my kids, they're going to fucking die. And then I'll get on a boat and fucking leave this country.
Yeah, there's
self-defense. But, if the government isn't going to do anything, I'm a parent, I'll fucking do something. And where are the rest of these parents whose children are being abused? What are they doing about it?
They're either willfully ignorant, or they're just part of it by handing their children off to these strange criminal pedophile predators. In a sick, twisted way.
Yeah, it's just...
I consider them accessories to a crime, but I don't know. I have an interesting view compared to some other people, I guess, who don't.
No, but I really thank you for telling me your story.
Thank you for hearing me out.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your YouTube handle? Do you have a YouTube?
I have a YouTube page. It's very difficult to find right now because I haven't been able to set up a URL due to it being fairly new. It's like 2 months ago.
No, that's cool.
But the way to find me, you can find a video that I'm in, which will have my YouTube channel link that you can subscribe to. You can type in Gabriel Brown and then Free Your Mind Conference open mic. That should link to a YouTube channel that says Gabriel Brown. You'll see that, and then you'll be able to find it.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook too.
Yeah, if you send me a link on Twitter, I'll follow you on Twitter.
Okay.
And then if you send me a link to your channel, I'll post it in the description box.
Sure.
For this live stream when it posts.
Right.
So that people can just go down to the description box and click onto your channel and give you a subscription.
Yeah, of course. Actually, what I'm probably going to do, if you're cool with it, I was going to take the discussion we had, I was going to re-upload it onto my Facebook page so I can, and what I'll do is, like I do for everybody, I always put a link in the description to the original source of where I got the video footage so that they can get traffic too.
And if you ever want to take anything from my channel, you're more than welcome to.
That's how I would do it.
I'm never hitting anyone with a copyright because it's pointless.
Because there are some people who do get bent out of shape, like, oh, you used my footage. Well, if I did use your footage, it was meant for a good purpose, and I always made sure that I gave you credit as a special thanks in the description, linking to your channel, your website, whatever. Just because my YouTube channel is meant to be not only a platform for myself, but other people and their work too. And that's why I started it in the last few months. I never had a camera for many years to be able to do videos, but I've only recently got one, so therefore I'm going to use it. And I've been doing activism for many years, probably going back to like 2007, 2008. I've been at 9/11 rallies, I've been at End the Fed rallies, I was at Occupy Wall Street, I've been involved with the Tea Party movement, I've been to this conference in 2012. I've been tracking a lot of things down. I was even dealing with the anti-fascist action, the Antifa, since 2013. And most people are new to that. They only learned about it since the last few months or last year.
Yeah, I've been dealing with them at protests for years. They're a pain in the ass.
Yes, I am too.
So,
they've targeted me. They put a wanted poster out on me. They've tried to ruin my life and my character. They're very much, actually, the psychology behind them is very identical to the psychology behind my wealthy family.
Yeah.
But then again, most of those people are trust fund kids themselves, so they come from those type of families. boys.
Yeah, it's true.
That's I know that's become a saying, but in actuality, that really is the truth. I actually have cousins who, if you look at their Facebook pages, you find that they're promoting Black Lives Matter, socialism. Meanwhile, they're swimming on their own private lake. Talk about the irony and all that.
No, I mean, it's crazy. You're right. Yeah, there's
These
massive
people are
irony.
college,
Yeah.
They were part of something called the Theater of the Oppressed in Philadelphia. I have a family member who are living in San Francisco, one of the most expensive cities in the entire country.
Yeah.
And they come from the same kind of background where I voted for Hillary Clinton. I'm a feminist. I'm this, I'm that. It's like, no, you're an establishment
Look at that cute dog.
hack. Say hi. So they're basically, they promote everything that they subscribe to and promote, the NPR, the Clinton type stuff. It's all establishment stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And it's like the same story with all these characters. And, you know, like I said, the only reason I guess I wasn't that person is because I wasn't raised by them. I was raised by a working class, lower middle class, self-employed contractor. God rest his soul, he passed away back in 2013. His name was John Lewis. I hope to put his name in a book someday, so his memory's not lost.
Yeah.
He was a brilliant man. He worked his ass off to help provide for his family. He gave his employees respect like they were his own family. He paid them what they were owed. He never shorted them. He always took the money out of his own pocket. When he would do a job, if he didn't have enough for his own pay, he always made sure they were taken care of. Never screwed them over.
we need more people like that in
And
this
he
world.
also educated them in the field of carpentry with everything he knew. Because as you know, some employers don't want to teach you all their skills.
No, they don't,
He
because
taught them everything he knew so they could become master carpenters just like him. Because at one point, because of what happened in 2008, because of the Bilderberg group crashing our economy, they devastated him economically to the point where he was crippled. So he had to let them go, but he let them go with all the skills he learned. And they all went into business for themselves and were able to thrive, and he was still good friends with them. And he felt really bad he had to do this to them. But he never economically recovered, and he dealt with hardship. They stole his homes. Everything he ever worked for was stolen.
yeah,
And
Destroyed.
the people who did all that are right in here. The bankers
he-
are all
he-
here.
He was working on creating biodiesel.
Here comes the customary slowdown.
He was actually involved with alternative fuels in 2004. He was promoting biodiesel and actually learned how to create his own fuel. He went and created a fuel making machine in the backyard, so we can make our own fuel for a diesel engine.
Yeah, you can synthetically make oil and gas.
That's what he was doing.
All you need is time and pressure,
Right.
and you can
so-
create that stuff in the lab.
And I will say, me and him used to clash about politics a lot young when I was back in 2004. He kind of learned about 9/11 and stuff back then. I didn't want to believe it. But I listened to him on some of the things, and even though I disagree with him, because I felt like he was a Johnny-come-lately in politics, but I was open-minded enough to be like, all right, if you're telling me the truth, if everything here you're saying is true, I'll be the first one to stand up against it. And here I am, standing up against it. I kept my word to him. We were able to reconcile his differences politically towards the end of his life, before he passed away. He died young. He was only like 53 years old. He had a lot of health problems, but I was very fortunate to have spent the time that I did with him, and I hope that I stand here and do the very thing that he would want me to do.
Yeah.
Right thing by him, everybody.
and everyone else. I mean, we're here for everyone.
That's why I'm here partially in his memory,
Yeah.
because I don't want his memory to die. But I'm here because I care about the people around me, and I care about what's happening around me and what's happening in my country, and you name it. But yeah, he was a brilliant man. He became a Freemason even. And actually, he was going to run the lodge, but before he died, he wanted to use his skills of masonry to help improve people's lives.
Yeah, not every Mason is some evil Luciferian
He wanted
thing,
to improve
you know what I mean?
people's lives with the craft of what he learned,
Yeah.
rather than use it for nefarious purposes.
Yeah, they have to do that, because if every Freemason was some crazy Luciferian, they would be like instantly exposed, right?
I think we're gonna have some people leaving, by the way.
A whole bunch of
There's
people.
a lot of vehicles going in. Hold on, I'm gonna sit
Yeah.
up.
Yes, there will be. But yeah, he was like I said, I know I'm praising him a lot, but he made friends with anybody he ever come across. He didn't care who you were, black, white, whatever. He was a hard-working man, but he was also a man who made friends with everybody.
Yo, get in for a second. We got something to tell you. We'll bring you right back. Sorry.
I guess some
Gabe Brown.
See ya. Hey, nice to meet you, Gabe.
Right back. We got something special to tell.
Gabe Brown, you're really a girl.
See ya.
Hey, let me know what we're supposed to do, if we're supposed to bring you back or what.
15 minutes. Not even.
All right. Gabe Brown was just kidnapped from the guys from X-Files. What are they called?
Yeah.
The lone gunman?
Yeah.
He's like, we're the lone gunman. We're going to just capture Gabe Brown. You know?
Right in the middle of my interview with him, he just
By
got
the way,
picked
Gabe,
up.
we're gone. They happened at Sherman Park. I was at Sherman Park covering the protests, and InfoWars was doing it. Some guys like yelling at me. We're like, oh.
Just cops, my bad.
Yeah.
Lots of police here now.
Well, I would think that nighttime would be adherent for sneaking in.
Yeah.
But it's never good to sneak in at nighttime. I mean, because you're the only thing that's there. If it's daytime, you know, you could be a worker, you could be, you know what I'm saying? There's a guy who snuck into about 100 concerts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Definitely easier to sneak in when you... I mean, if you were going to sneak in here, you'd want to wear a business suit and just walk in like you were supposed to be there.
We could rent an Uber limo, tinted windows, you know, just show a little pass and walk right in, and they might not know what it is, and we can get into the bar maybe. Who knows, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I thought about doing this, but, like, this is my first time here. I don't want to get arrested yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, game's exposed. There's like no one here, buddy.
There's a guy from the American Free Press.
American Free Press is here.
You don't want to talk to him. He might come talk to you. Here he is.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
Make sure that I don't get run over by one of them. That'd be
Well, that's cool. You get a lot of money, I promise you that. Those guys aren't poor.
Wait a minute. You're right.
Yeah, take one for the team, you know. Who's a baseball player that always get hit by the hard ball, you know? Just stand out there, put in a shoulder.
That is not a bad idea, you know.
Let me in. We'll call it even.
All 5 limbs are broken.
Titus Frost.
Yeah.
I'm Kristan T. Harris.
Hey,
Nice to
how's it
meet you.
going?
You are?
Mark Anderson, American Free Press.
All right,
Yep.
so I was correct. I didn't know for
Jim
sure.
Tucker's protege. He was
sad.
last.
You know, sorry for your loss.
It's been a while now, but
A couple years.
Yeah, 4.5. He was here when they were here last in 2012, and we still miss him a lot. And we're trying to keep it up and kind of build on what he did. And I saw a movie just May 24th by Daniel Estulin.
Yeah, the Bilderberg one.
Yeah, Bilderberg, the movie. I caught the premiere in New Orleans, the North American premiere. That shed some new light and reinforced some things we already knew as well. And so, you know, we just trudge onward here with this private corporate senate, you might call the Bilderbergers, while the Trilats are the House.
Steering commission, per se, for a global agenda.
Yeah, kind of a planning commission. It's private government. It's government on a parallel track that rents the U.S. military when they need kneecappers.
When you got money, you can buy anything, right?
Just like the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman talks about.
Yeah, Perkins' book, exactly.
Yeah, if you can't do it through trade and finance, you bring in the military to seal the deal.
Yeah, and Smedley Butler talked about it, what, a century ago, you know? That,
well, the syndicate wanted to take over the government with other conglomerates, and he blew the whistle because he didn't want to take $500,000, right?
Yeah.
Is that Smedley Butler?
He was the general.
Yeah, he was going to get paid.
He was the general that said he was a kneecapper around the beginning of the 20th century. The military was just a kneecapper for the sugar trusts and other monopoly businesses at the time, the robber barons. And it's still true. I mean, Bilderberg rents a hotel and rents a military. It's all the same. If the military is on a foreign policy mission that's contrary to our Constitution or contrary to common sense, then they're in effect being leased by the corporations to do private work.
Yeah.
Just like these guys are being on the public dime, but being leased to guard
private property.
a private club. To me, their private guards that are in the inner circle by the hotel should also be out here. Our public police should not provide any security for these people, other than maybe a little traffic control at the far ends. Of course, they're probably making time and a half, and it's good for their paychecks, and that's fine. But this is the thing: is it's just like the Rockefeller model. It's public public debt and public deficits, but private gain. You know, we have to shoulder the cost while they get all the gain. You know, eggs and eggshells.
And if these guys really worked for us, the American people, they would be arresting the American people going in there, violating the Logan Act, but they're not doing that.
And the Logan Act also, the way that kind of hints at insider trading. If I'm a corporate guy from America and I go meet a foreign minister behind closed doors and there's no account from my home press in, let's say, France, you know, one of the parties involved, nothing from his home press and nothing from the press where the American guy is from America, and they go in and make deals that we don't know what they are, then what do they call it? Perception is very important. You know, merely the appearance of impropriety is often enough to get somebody to, you know, back out of something, or get somebody to maybe reveal what was talked about. Whatever the case, it smacks of insider trading too.
Oh yeah. What do you think they're doing in there? I mean, they're making deals with each other, and you know, that's how. I mean, in every industry, that's how it's
open dialogue, right? They say they can say anything in there without any kind of judgment. So, what is anything? Is it eugenics? Is it genetic editing, mandating genetic editing? Is it life extension? Is it obviously it's a lot about power and control of you know, different countries. Obviously, we saw the military barons that want to go into Syria. We saw talks with the United Nations, which isn't really peacekeeping. Peace by war, not peace through diplomacy. It's important to understand the definitions that they discuss.
Very Orwellian. Peace is war. War is peace. Yeah, it is interesting where they, you know, they basically co-opt a country to operate on behalf of these private interests, and they create basically a parallel government. Now we got the old timers, Rockefeller and Brzezinski, having passed away. Those two guys in just the last couple of months. You know, so will the high techies take over, the Silicon Valley boys? You know, will they steer this thing another direction? But either way, then you've got people with huge databases meeting with intelligence people. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? It means being encouraged or cajoled or maybe even coerced into handing over privacy data on regular citizens to the intelligence agencies meeting under the same roof.
Yeah, I thought it was extremely interesting to see all the high-tech companies here on the attendee list yesterday. I mean, you even have the director of CERN here. You have Palantir here.
Which is Alex Karp?
Yep, Alex Karp.
And then you got Schmidt, Eric Schmidt. He's with Alphabet now. He was Google.
That was Google, yeah.
Yeah, you got...
And Peter Thiel, the president of Facebook.
InQtel stuff, right?
I mean,
it's like...
it's like, you know, the high-tech list of lists in here.
Well, I mean, you can imagine, well, I don't really want to hand over data on all my users. Well, we can really sweeten the pot for you, you know, these contracts that could come your way. And these exclusive monopolies, you know, we can kind of take care of your competitors, you know, through the banking and insurance systems. I mean, you can imagine how they can set the dial so the companies here and the people representing them get favored treatment all the time.
Oh, yeah.
To the detriment of our privacy, to the detriment of our money, to the detriment of our freedom. But they see it as a free market. Free for whom? Free for them. Well, regulated for the rest of us.
It's crony capitalism. Yeah. It's not real capitalism.
It's an oligarchy, banana republic per se, or you want to call it neo-feudalism or technocratic government.
Yes.
It's all different variations, and they all lead to the same thing. They're all trying to push for a post-automated, fully automated luxury communism. You know, a livable wage, and just have machines take care of everything. And I can guarantee you that's a big conversation there. Because if you think about it, you know, what are we going to do when automation takes over and, you know, 50% of the jobs are lost in the next 8 years? I'm not saying there aren't going to be new jobs, but they want to push this livable wage. And so what happens if maybe you don't want to get your kids' vaccine? Well, you don't get your livable wage anymore. So what are you going to do since you don't follow by mom and dad's rules?
Yeah, if you put conditions on it, that's really bad. There is a way to reorient the monetary system to where you could have people living with automation, and then they don't have to be workhorses their whole lives, because you don't want to be work slaves or wage slaves either. But the way they have the monetary system rigged, automation is overall, although it provides certain benefits, overall it's a negative because of what you said.
Yeah.
Unless they reorient the monetary system, then you're going to have what we're describing right now. And there's ways to get around that. You can look at the social credit system, some monetary reforms that would make a difference and make automation a little less painful and make it more of an ally. But these guys don't see it that way. They don't want to let go of the monetary control either. So therefore, we'd get the worst of all worlds.
Yeah. Well, they're going to give us universal basic income, right? Which will...
Well, like I said, as long as you get your vaccines and follow the government law. It's like, it's a story of socialism, I heard told. So let's say you're an 18-year-old kid, right? And you leave home and you go out and you fail, right? You got to move back home with your parents. And it sounds great. Internet's free, electric's free, rent's free, everything's free. But all of a sudden you meet that hot girl and she wants to hang out past midnight and you got a curfew. Mom and dad says, well, you live under our rules. Well, all of a sudden living under mom and dad isn't so great anymore, right? It's the same with socialism. It sounds great until you're forced to follow rules that you really don't want or believe in.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain things that are God-given, remember. Nikola Tesla showed that energy basically ought to be very cheap or even more or less free because it's as naturally occurring as the atmosphere. But J.P. Morgan sequestered it, metered it, and made it so he could make people dependent on the will of government and corporations. If you don't pay your bill, we're going to turn off your power. So we could realize a number of free or very inexpensive things, but you'll notice that Tesla is more or less pushed to the sidelines and we're not given that information, although it leaks out in YouTube videos and different podcasts and blogs. You know, in other words, we could have a lot of good things without socialism that would be free-flowing and relatively inexpensive. But when you get groups like Bilderberg, they cover all the bases, so everything is their way to support their way, and then the way we want to adjust it to make it work the way I'm describing is never allowed to come to fruition. And yes, they could attach conditions where if you're not politically correct, you refuse.
Well, citizen rankings. Like if I'm friends with Titus Frost and he thinks 9/11 is an inside job, my natural citizen ranking will go down.
Almost like a credit rating.
They have that in China.
The police already have them. They're called citizen threat scores. And so let's say if he goes to prison and I just move into a place and he sends a letter to that place, even though nobody that he knows lives there anymore, I'm considered a red threat. So that means I get flashbang grenaded, versus just a knock on a door. So citizen rankings are a real thing. And I think social internet rankings, because they already use social media, admittedly, dating sites. Think about like these things like OkCupid, where they ask you, well, what are you into? What kind of girls do you like? Do you like socialists? Do you like gun control? It's all about metadata collection, and they absorb this, including your credit rating, to develop a threat score, admittedly.
Political profiling,
yes.
Not so much racial profiling.
No.
You notice they get all up in arms. You're going to racially profile people. Well, we're looking for a Chinese triad criminal who's in the gang, but you can't have the police looking for Chinese people, even though it's a Chinese gang we're looking at, because that would be racial profiling. And yet the political profiling you're talking about, which cuts across many parts of human behavior, is perfectly allowed and is a big business, like you say, dating and everything. But they turned it against us by saying racial profiling's bad, but all this other profiling, that's perfectly acceptable, So it's just there's so many double standards and contradictions, it's just maddening.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And when you look at some of the rules that, like, Israel has that are extremely racist.
Oh, yeah.
And they're, a big part of the New World Order, if you want to call it that.
Is that sexual harassment? Or is that womanizing?
That one didn't do the customary slow down and parry and
like
talk.
the wing.
Yeah.
I got banned from Facebook by the social justice warriors for stating that all women should come with mood rings the other day. They literally said that was womanizing and
Womanizing?
Yeah. I guess playing on female emotions as a problem is womanizing. I'm like, I just want to know what kind of mood you're in so I can be prepared, Maybe you just need a finger ring. I'm like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
It is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's the political correctness. Well, it's all about definitions. I was talking to him about this. Most people don't understand the arcane science behind words. The term spell and spelling is there, and the term to spell is the direct magic. Most people don't realize that, and even when the term rite has the word rite or ritual in it, because when you spell, it's a form of ritual. That's why there's a curse and cursive. When you take symbols or letters, which let or allow, and you stitch them together, your brain reads it different, and it's called a curse or cursive. So there's magic in the words we discuss. You have to understand the meaning behind them. And the guy who did all this, his name was Thought, as in thinking, as in the Egyptian god.
Thought?
Yeah.
Spelled how?
T-H-O-T.
Oh. That's all. I've never heard that particular thing. That's interesting.
No, it's fantastic. So even Metatron or Enoch and Thought, they're all synonymous as similar individuals that are documented as being scribes to a creator. And the first time anything was written down was to write down rituals, and that's why your rituals and write. Grammar, if you look at grammar, the definition is the laws behind spell casting. So what is grammar? Grammar is the laws in which we spell or cast magic spells. And so that's why words and definitions and the battle for the definitions of words is so important, is because it is a mass spell or hypnotizing the mass public based on words. It's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. When I pick up papers, and that's really something important. You know, the Financial Times, which comes out of the City of London, the Square Mile, is the most informative around Bilderberg time. You kind of read the tea leaves. You can sort of see the way the wheels are turning.
Sure, sure.
And yeah, when you look at the words there, particularly in the economic realm, if you know what to look for, you can see how it's spellbinding. It's mystifying. It's
absolutely.
You know, it's hypnotic in a sense. You know, there's this notion that the creditor class, the investment class, is all that matters. You know, that without them we would all just be, ripping each other apart in some sort of Mad Max Thunderworld, futuristic dystopian thing. If we didn't have Bill Gates looking out for us and these
Common Core
corporate,
yeah, I know, right?
You know, we would just be helpless as Charlton Heston in the Planet of the Apes, you know, and it's just so ridiculous. And you read that stuff, and it's just like, oh, investors here, investors this, investors that, and the investors don't like. There's even an article in the one of the papers today that the shareholders are telling Facebook they're not doing enough to get rid of fake news. And the shareholders are saying the fake news is people like us.
Not the MSM.
Not MSM.
No.
And Facebook is actually, and even Alphabet a little bit, is dragging its feet a little. And
it hurts money. It hurts
capitalism. The shareholders want more of a crackdown on illicit news, quote unquote. Even though they've already started to try and redefine fake news as only what we would report. And never.
Sorry about that, folks.
He survived, everyone. Don't worry.
David Muir would report on ABC, and
it's okay.
Yeah. So I didn't mean to be so rude.
No, you're good.
Which way you guys heading out when you leave? If you won't mind my asking.
I'm actually we all are staying in the same hotel, except he's in a different room. We found out. Gabe from We Are Change New York is staying with me. He's an original Occupy.
Are you guys at that one hotel?
We're at the Econo Lodge. It's like on Corporate Drive, 4506 Corporate Drive.
It's a little bit of a walk, but not too far.
It's like.
Aren't you near? Isn't that near the extended stay?
The hotel
That's where we're
from here?
staying. Is the extended
It's like
stay.
a 30-minute walk.
Over on Brookfield Corporate Drive. Can I get a ride back?
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about
if you wanna
walking
sit on
like
laps, we got
15
you.
miles here last night.
No, we got
really?
I almost did. But,
No, seriously,
that's
I'll sit
long
back
way.
with them. You can sit in the front, and all three of us
Yeah,
will sit in
you
it.
just.
Uber,
I'll
it's
have
like
enough
$6
cab
a
fees
month.
as it is
No,
tomorrow.
I fucking know. I trust
where
me.
I was, you know
I'm
what
here with
happened?
you,
I
bro.
ended up
Well, I'm
losing
glad
my
I asked.
bag last night.
Extended
shit.
stay
Made an
4504.
absent-minded mistake and left my bag in my
We're all staying at.
That
No wonder why
I
the cops
didn't
were coming
jump
around
in a $30
checking
cab
plates
just to
or
get
there.
it back.
We're all
I'm
staying
lucky
at
it was
the
still
same
there.
fucking
Yeah,
place.
dude, I was just in
He's an expert
Edmonton
in well, not
at
expert,
the
he's a
airport,
researcher in trafficking.
and
He
I went to
was
pick
one
my
of the big
bag
four
up off the
champions.
carousel, knocked my passport out of
He
my
was the one that
pocket,
hired an A9
and then I was sitting in the cab stand, like looking through my pocket,
They
being
found
like,
a
where the
segmented
fuck is my
part of the hard
passport?
drive,
Right.
which
I go
was
running
coded
inside,
where you
and
needed passwords,
RCMP
and if you
has
knew
it
the
for me.
password, you could download free pizza.
But I was just lucky
Wow.
as shit.
So he's a very
There we
good
go.
salesman.
There's someone pulling in. Probably a chauffeur to pick someone up to leave.
Sometimes you can never tell.
Especially this time.
Well, that's great. Yeah, these cab fares can really eat you up.
No, we got you. In fact, Titus isn't coming with us. He's got his girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm not sure what it is anymore. Coming to get you.
You don't know what anything
No, my
is.
fiance is in Boston.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
I
don't
got
know what's
some-
going on here. You got
I
a
got
fiance?
some. No. You guys can give me a ride back to the hotel if they're not here.
I'm happy.
We're going. Brian Richmond and I and Lee Stewie are going to do some investigation tonight.
Where are you guys going, by the way?
We're going to a certain bar to look into.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Certain possible why cameras aren't there, or why there was no camera.
Are you talking
footage.
about Seth?
I like bars.
Yeah, we could be talking about
don't
Seth
drink.
Rich. We could
Seth
be
Rich?
talking about that situation.
Yeah, I'll go
See, I'm
wherever.
pretty sure that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call bullshit. Jim Garrow. Fuck it. Oh. All right.
What's this bike? Oh, those are police bicycles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been, like I said at the RNC, when I was at the RNC, they had those too. But they used them more sinisterly.
I wish they rented bikes over at the extended stay, man. That's how I'd get around here.
Yeah, if you want to be all sweaty in that nice suit you got.
It ain't no Brooks Brothers, man.
You're a moderator now, you damn infidel.
Good, our buddy has a huge Impala.
It's nice to see you here at Games Exposed. I know it's late over there in Transylvania, but
I wonder how far back the cops went.
A little
I wonder
quiet
if they
now,
left down there if they did
but-
anything.
It's all
I
right.
don't know. They're probably going to be more tense tomorrow than they would be now.
Yeah.
More.
Well, that's why it's good to make friends with them today, so at least they don't rough
Well,
you up.
what's going to happen?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's going to happen is the Bilderberg group's going to try to put pressure on these police officers when they see more people show up here.
Yeah, there ain't enough now to.
So that way they behave a certain way where it's like they're under pressure and they got between us and them.
All right.
So they're going to try to create a friction between all of us. So where the cops hate us. I expect that.
Well, great. I feel better because damn cab fees are just eating me up.
It'll be a little bit. We'll probably be here 10 or 15 minutes, but our
That's fine.
3 is.
That way,
Hey, bro,
if there's any more
any
photos.
chance you're on the way back?
yeah.
Anything fun happened yet?
Yeah, any chance you can come scoop us?
They're still coming.
All right, cool. Thanks, bro. I really
Alistair,
appreciate it.
How you doing?
Gabriel.
Very nice.
I
You guys been here
just-
all day?
Mark Anderson.
Nice. Just came here from Baltimore.
Oh, cool.
Titus Ross.
Alistair Williamson. Nice.
Kristan Harris.
Cool. Yeah, I've read for Zero Hedge, if you guys are familiar.
Zero Hedge.
Oh yeah, very
You
familiar.
guys have aggregated my videos and articles.
Okay.
I used to write for the Rundown Live, and I do the American Intelligence Report.
Nice. Yeah, I got about 25 articles out this year on them.
Cool.
I do about the,
I do that in a day, bro.
Will you be here all weekend or tomorrow at least?
Just depends. I do the financial stuff, so like I talk a lot about the inner city today, especially Baltimore.
Are you allowed to use the term inner city? Because that is racial. That's an microaggression. I've been warned. I do talk radio, and like a lot of liberals listen to my show. I don't know why. They're like, "Did you know inner city? That's a microaggression. You know, like triggered." And I'm like, "What the hell? You know, I guess you can't use the term inner city anymore. What is it? Urban community?"
That's what I'm
Tell
talking
them to
about
pound
when
that-
I say trust fund.
Tell them to pound stand.
activists. Saying that's what they think.
What's this coming out?
When it comes to the language, you got to push back hard.
Maybe Kissinger.
I don't let him.
That's his limo.
That's Henry Kissinger's limo.
His last
I just got that now. It took me a second.
You'll notice it's not going very fast.
That was Clinton's limo on their whole campaign.
Well, that reminds me of Switzerland. That's how the cops got around.
Oh wow!
So
look
that's
at
about,
this.
I would guess that was 36 cops right there.
I was here in 2012.
36 to 40 cops right there.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
There goes a whole ton of taxpayer money right there in a van.
Do you think the taxpayers had to pay for this?
Airport
Yes.
service up the road.
I think the
You can't
tax.
privately hire cops to go do something like this if you have a big event?
It's
I
You know,
don't
my
know.
view on that has always been.
I like private police, by the way.
Nice.
My view has
yeah.
always
It's
been
a
that
long driveway.
if the taxpayer covers it, that's a bad thing. But if the taxpayer doesn't cover this specific thing for the cops and Bilderberg is paying them, that's bad too.
Nobody's getting it.
Because then Bilderberg is hiring them,
Bribing them, yeah.
renting them, and co-opting their authority. Either way, it doesn't work.
No, it's not good.
The only way it's going to work is if they hire completely private guards, even out here, and police are only involved in maybe the outer perimeter for traffic reasons, or they respond if somebody like Henry Kissinger happened to vapor lock, then they bring in the first responders because then you treat them like you would anyone else. Other
Or-
than that, it just doesn't work.
Could be
Or we
Soros.
could get the government back from these criminals and have the cops storm this damn place and arrest these people.
Yeah.
You'd be better off. You'd be better off having Antifa do it. At least then, if they cause destruction, they'll kill themselves because all their funding will go
So we
away.
should send Antifa.
It's funny that out of all the fascists are here, there's no anti-fascist.
I
movement.
challenged
Notice that?
Antifa
Out of
on a
all the
video
places that
saying
I invited
the
Antifa
Nazi
here because they're
founders of
big
this
like my
meeting
good friend Daniel Durst
are going to be
he's known
here.
as Durst
Yeah.
Durst,
So
and Antifa
why not
hates
come
them
here?
with a passion.
Yeah, if you guys are, if you
Yeah, they
Antifa
do.
losers are looking for Nazis, this is where they are. This is where your fucking Nazis are. So where are these fucking Antifa fags? Where are you?
Look at it this way. Bilderberg's got it all. We got billionaires. We got Wall Street tycoons. We got Nazis. We got fascists. We got probably racists too in there. We got ruling class. We got it all. Everything you Marxists hate, we got it all at Bilderberg.
Yeah.
Where are you? I'm here.
You're all
not.
pissed off about people saying stuff online, but you don't care about the actual fascist meeting here.
I mean, I'm surprised you're not protesting the fact I'm here at least.
Yeah.
Because you call me the fascist and Nazi. But, I'm surprised you're not chasing me here. But you won't even go to Bilderberg. But then again, maybe your sponsors are here.
Yeah.
I know the Ford Foundation are your sponsors.
The people that pay for Antifa to go to all their stupid protests are in there right now, so that's why they're not here.
Yeah, the Ford Foundation is a major sponsor of theirs. They provide funding for one of their platforms called Political Research Association.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't Soros in there possibly?
I'm sure he's got representatives.
Yeah. Why would they ever come and protest against George Soros when that's who pays them to do all the shit?
I'd like to see a protest against his house.
Yeah, so
Westchester.
McCarthy was.
Oh, he lives in the States?
Yeah, he lives up in Upper New York.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I got a call from a friend of mine. I will have to take
Isn't
this.
it ironic that Snowden had to get sanctuary in Russia? A couple generations ago, it's Russians seeking sanctuary in the U.S. Now it's the other way around.
That's amazing. Yeah. Speaking of Snowden, I have the same surveillance protection on my phone that Snowden has. Assange. Jim Garrow hooked me up with that. You know Jim Garrow? No, former CIA agent. He's worked with Alana Cook and some of the people that used to be private defense contractors that work with Snowden.
Making our community safer through prevention. Who believes that? Anyone?
And or the government. And so that's what Assange.
You'll be here all
Snowden
weekend,
is.
right? I'm going to get info on that. I want to. This is
I
a
can hook
phone.
you up.
Yeah, this phone I'm going to be firing up right now.
It's $100 a year.
Sun's setting, everyone.
right.
I can't help that.
Yep.
The cops have all left.
Pure anonymity.
There's no cops out here anymore. Look at this. No journalists, no cops. Well, nothing. I mean, I could probably.
I'll send you a lot of Trump campaign.
What's it called again?
Deaf.
Seeing how far I'm testing the waters.
How far'd you get?
Like 100 feet.
Oh, shit, I'm blocking a Bilderberger. Hi, sir.
What's going on here?
I like your wheels, man.
Hey, shut up.
Like your wheels.
Oh, nice. What's going on here? Why y'all recording?
It's Bilderberg.
Huh?
Bilderberg.
Bilderberg.
Bilderberg? What's that about?
I don't know, why are you heading in?
What's up in here?
It's the Bilderberg conference, but why are you here?
Oh, I usually park up in here before I go to work. I work right down the street.
Oh, right.
okay.
Good luck getting in.
Oh, so now I'm gonna just turn around.
It's the
Yeah.
Bilderberg.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that
Richest
there was
people
a
in
big,
the
it
world.
was a big conference.
Yeah, there's a bunch of psychopaths in there. You don't want to go in.
Like, what type of psychopath?
Bankers,
Richest people in the world. Billionaires.
billionaires. Yeah.
Well, let me go ahead and get a phone out of here.
Drive safe, buddy.
See ya.
Billionaires from the wrong side of the track.
You know, I'm kind of concerned on what these younger generations are going to do, because they're a lot more ruthless than the older generations that used to get back to the community. Whether it was libraries.
We're trying to test the waters.
Yeah, I mean, before when I was here, the cops were like all the way up here, so we couldn't walk past here, but I haven't tried walking up there yet.
You see InfoWars here? Were they already here? Or?
If InfoWars was here, I would have exposed the shit out of them, because those guys are a bunch of fucking shills, but they haven't. I haven't seen them here.
Who are you right for?
I'm independent, totally independent.
Nice. Very nice.
So,
Cool. Where are you from?
Boston.
Oh, I can tell by the hat. So you're just staying in a hotel, just hanging out?
Yeah, yeah. We're just here to live stream. I got like 25,000 subscribers, so.
Ooh. Wow. Very nice. Twitter? Periscope?
YouTube.
Nice. What channel are you?
Titus Frost.
Let me look that up.
Most people probably recognize me from
Do you have a Twitter?
Pizzagate, yeah. It's Titus Frost at Imperator Truth. So. Are you from Zero Hedge?
I'm great for them.
Yeah.
Philanthropy is
It's
still
good. I follow them on Twitter and stuff. They do pretty good work. So.
because they get
Yeah, I pumped out about
they get
25
huge
articles
tax
with them this year.
reductions and tax
Nice.
Mostly on inner city stuff. Because Baltimore is very hot. And I did Detroit, top worst zip codes.
So
Okay.
I mean, they got some power, so I've been like in it with their like editor, talking to them.
Yeah.
And they got me out with about, I think, maybe 15, 20 articles. A lot of it on Baltimore, a lot of it on Detroit.
Okay. Cool.
So it's good.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
have great exposure too when it goes out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, for sure. And pretty secretive organization.
Yeah.
Because you got Tyler Durden or whatever, right?
That's it. Just don't block the road, okay?
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Sorry.
Yeah, out of all the times I'm able to speak with them, that's it. Just Tyler.
Yeah.
It's officially a problem. At
You ever
9
met
o'clock
Tyler
if you're on the
Durden?
roads. But any other time throughout the day, it was
No, but
completely
I want to thank him for helping me expose like how shitty Baltimore is.
Yeah, for sure. I've been to Baltimore.
It's
It's,
very
it's a
bad.
disaster.
I've been there all my life, and I'm actually from the county. Grew up right next to the Vanderbilts.
Okay,
Like
yep.
very big money, and it's a different world from the county to the city, and a lot of it's ignored. There's 16% of the housing stock that's vacant in Baltimore City, and people are complaining.
What can I not?
It's so funny. People are complaining that.
Oh, finally, guys.
Alistair.
Asshole. Fucking Kit Daniels and fucking Owen Troyer.
Is this the car?
Kit Daniels, what's up, homie? I haven't seen you since I RNC in Milwaukee. How you been, man? Good.
Oh, good. Maybe I can get some bone broth while these guys are here.
Where are you guys staying? Are you guys staying behind? Or are you guys down Cool. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care, guys.
You guys got any of that, Yo, you guys got any of that bone broth in there?
Not with us. Not with us.
What kind of salesman are you, old Troyer? Phil!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
bone broth.
He's my least favorite Infowars guy. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, I didn't recognize him.
Owen Troyer, he's a younger kid. He's like Alex Jones' protege, but like
The one in the front seat.
yeah, but he imitates to a point where it's like irritating.
Oh, he imitates? That's
Not like yeah, I would
I
call
just
it.
did an interview with him.
Yeah. He's not a bad kid.
He's not bad.
No, I just said like how everyone has a talk radio show host. Like
Yeah.
I get it that you want to like take something from somebody like me. I listen to a lot of William Cooper. So there's some things I take from him, but I'm not going to be like identical, I'm not going to redo the Mystery Babylon series, even though, I have takes on everything, but I get it,
Beware a Pale Horse.
That's a good book. I enjoyed that book.
Let's see how far I can get this time.
Especially
on
on Project
No.
Especially when you talked about Project Orion,
Test
where
the
they
waters here.
instilled...
Well, actually, that's not true, but the taxi driver tried for me earlier, and we got as far as, and that was about an hour and a half ago. I was in a car in a slightly shadowy, they didn't have these lights so bright yet. I got as far as that orange barrier, and they made us do a U-turn. That was in a car.
What about walking?
No, I didn't try that. Only, I thought the car looked better because it was a pretty good taxi.
Are there any warnings or anything out here to specify you cannot public access or anything?
Not
I do see
private property.
right there.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's... You know what? I might periscope this. I'm going to periscope this, see how far I can get.
Yeah, go right ahead. What's your Periscope so people know to go over there that are watching?
Asset.
Hey, man, you want to get off the road, Zero Hedge?
Good, how you doing?
Might just stay on the sidewalk for us, guys? See, I told you, bro.
Yeah.
You can tell he's an Aconing guy.
They got,
Kidding, he can be near town.
they got the call quick to come down here.
So we're looking for a...
That was Stephen Knight, right?
Yep.
That was Stephen Knight.
I don't know.
That was Stephen Knight.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
You guys staying all night or what?
If you guys are bringing a grill, we'll stay all night.
Kind of hoping you were going to bring the grill.
Well, we will if you guys are okay with it, but it says no trespassing.
Yeah. We gotta follow their rules too, man.
Well, how you doing?
Good, how you doing? Good.
Well, not going to get too far now.
Yeah. I think your little infiltration attempt just got crushed.
I did get about 107, maybe 150 feet before, but
You got a foot on the road and they called you out for it. Let's be honest, I saw it.
No, back there, but yeah, here they saw me.
Hey.
Not much. There's a quick way in. I went all the way over to the hotel earlier too. There's a path. You know, I just walked right up.
I was really sad we're on the edge of the airspace right here. We're on the drone.
I think if we ask politely, they'll let us go inside for a tour.
I really need to use the bathroom.
I will spend money in the bar right now if you let me in.
This man is about to have a child. Well, really. Match it up. No, we need a really hot babe who looks pregnant and say, no.
Well, in England, if you are pregnant, you can tell a cop that you have to use the bathroom, and the cop has to let you piss in her head.
Gabe, let's go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're going to get a ticket.
Hey guys, you're staying here?
Yeah,
nice.
Stay for a little bit.
Titus, you out of here?
No, I'm going to come with you guys. Yeah, I'm seeing you. All right, everyone, I'm ending the live stream. Battery's getting dead again anyways, so I'm bouncing back to the hotel. I got a Seth Rich investigation coming for y'all later tonight, so.
That's awesome. I'm trying to wake everybody up. Go to Germany last year, so I'm getting back.
All right, thank you, Jazzy. I love you too, babe.
So it doesn't cost so damn much money. So.
See y'all later. All right.